Council, which is that after having gone through the proposed BBI document and draft bill, we do not see the substantial gain that Kenyans will derive from amending the Constitution. And as a result, we are urging Kenyans to demand for the full implementation of the 2010 Constitution and not endorse the BBI draft bill, and should it get to the referendum itself. Arrive at the same conclusion that we have arrived at, that if you reject the BBI, you will lose nothing as a people. So go on, read, and arrive at the same conclusion that what we need is full implementation of our Constitution. The BBI document has proposed that we will have additional seats in Parliament. Do you feel represented given the multitude of representatives we already have? Remember, they failed to create the necessary legislation to implement our current Constitution. Will they now do their job? Our biggest problem is lack of political will. And unfortunately, at this point, that has converged with the selfish needs of our leaders who are looking at the succession battle and not what Kenyans need. So stay woke. Say no to the BBI. If you know, teach those who do not know. If you understand, make it known to those who do not. That what Kenya needs right now is for our government to take seriously its responsibility at shielding us from the pandemic, shielding us from the negative effects of our failing economy. We are burdened by debt, which is why we should not be swayed by the proposal that the BBI is making about taking more resources to the counties. Yes, putting it in the Constitution that 35% of the national revenue will go to the counties is a good thing. But if we've not been able to meet the 15% threshold, how then are we going to be able, especially given the current hard economic time? We're going to end up with the same quagmire that we've had with the 2/3 gender rule, where we've not been able to have the required number of women in Parliament. And that can be a tall order. But what about the appointive positions? The current administration has failed on that too. But it's the same administration that is telling you that if we change the Constitution, then things are going to be okay. No, things are not going to be okay. They have told us in the document, time and time again, that you as a citizen have the responsibility to do A, B, C, D, shelving the state from a lot of the responsibilities currently given to the state by the Constitution we have. Take them seriously on that and assume your responsibility as a patriotic Kenyan and reject the BBI. Remember, you lose nothing by rejecting the BBI. You remain with a good document, which is the current Constitution. Thank you very much. Do the right thing for Kenya.
So what do we expect as Kenya?
What we have is a pandemic that is shrouded in a failing economy. An economy that was already failing even before we were hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Kenyans are not able to meet their needs. We elected members of parliament and other officials to represent us. But instead of enacting the necessary legislation so we can derive full benefits of our Constitution, we've played and scattered around important issues. And because Kenyans have the habit of being too forgetful, we have allowed political conmanship to thrive. And so it's been decided that we are going to have a referendum and amend our constitution. Our constitution is like a good car. A Mercedes, for instance, has a good engine, has a good body, and all these other basic features. But then someone may choose to add additional features, call it pimp the ride, buff it up, have some alloy rims, put in a woofer, a new car stereo, just to enhance